I just wanted to provide a word of advice to some of you. Well, this may apply to all of you. When it comes to answering questions, decide how and when you're going to answer them and who you're going to answer them to. Now, I'm not talking about a legal situation. I'm just talking about life in general. The truth is that we're all human. There are times in our lives where the good things happen. There are times in our lives when bad things happen. There are times where we make good decisions, and there are times when we make bad decisions. Now, we all already know that when we make bad decisions or bad things happen, there's always that group of people that misinterpret the whole situation and want to pass judgment. Okay, that happens during bad times. A lot of us have fallen on bad times, and there have been cases where we thought the people that were going to support us turned out to be the ones that are against us. Okay, that's all said and done. But if you know anything about this thing called life and you've already prescribed to your higher spiritual calling, you already know that those negative situations are gone and done, and it was temporary, and you've ascended, and you've moved on. And hopefully you've learned from it so it won't happen again. But there are some people in this world, for some reason, they decide 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years later to come and ask you about your negative situation. Ask you about the decision that you made or didn't make. Ask you about the details of going through. Trying to take you back in that mindset to that negative situation when you've obviously moved on. Now, there's 2 reasons why they do this. Number 1, they just want to be nosy as fuck. Truth. And second of all, maybe they're going through the same situation and they're trying to find out a way of getting out of it. But see, when you got out of that negative situation, it wasn't all about the technique. It was about what was in your spirit and in your mind to do. Some people are just not cut out to make it through what you went through. Some people don't have the intestinal fortitude to go through the shit you went through in this life. They just don't have it. Will some of them get it? Maybe. Some of them will not. And they're trying to figure out why you're still here, why you're looking better and feeling better and doing better than you did before, because all they have in their mind is that picture of you when you was in that fucked up situation. That's all they can think about. So what do you do when they come to you all this time later and start asking questions? The choice is yours. Do what you feel good in your spirit. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I would be highly skeptical, especially if it was someone who didn't even take an active part into your recovery or helping you get out of the situation. Or someone who stabbed you in the back. All of a sudden, after all this time, they want to come and get the gory details. In my book, if you weren't there to ask questions and to lend a helping hand while I was going through the shit, don't ask me about it later on. Because I'm going to question your motives. I'm going to want to know why and what you want. Besides, maybe I don't want to mentally revisit those times. And actually, I think that's a little bit disrespectful. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments if you ever had a situation where you went through a tough time and the people that you thought that were going to be there didn't say anything during that time or offer a helping hand, and they come to you later on asking questions. Do you go ahead and divulge the details, or do you put them in their place? I choose the latter. See, I'm not afraid to fight a battle when it's necessary. Just saying.